Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Average Film Enjoyer podcast. We are your average film enjoyers, Trey and Evan. And on today's episode, we're going to be giving you our Oscars predictions. So these are our predictions for each category, minus short films and documentary feature films, because me and Evan did not have time to get around to those. But we'll giving you predictions for everything else of who we think or who we want to win. Those may differ in certain categories, or it may be the same. But today, before we get into anything, we are joined by a very special guest. This is my brother-in-law, AJ, who is a bit of a movie buff himself. AJ, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on, fellas. Certainly wouldn't go so far as to say I'm a movie buff. I'm like one of those sports fans that tunes in for the playoffs, and it's like, oh, is Tom Hanks still good? Is he still in the league? Type of person. So I like to tune in during award season, watch all the big name movies, and spit takes.
Yeah, for sure. And I completely forgot to talk to you about this before, but what we usually do with guests is we'll have them give us like four like you have the top four on Letterboxd. So just either four favorites, four movies that have been on your mind recently, whatever you want to do.
I can just tell you my four favorite movies. These aren't really
give them to us.
It would be Zodiac. It'd be Inglourious Bastards. It would be There Will Be Blood. And then that fourth spot, sort of a tie probably between The Departed and Twister, which is more of a childhood nostalgia movie for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, those would be.
I'm not a co-op.
My big five. Not a co-op. That's right.
Speaking of Twister, I haven't even talked to you about this yet. Are you looking forward to the new to Twisters, or are you kind of like cautious about it? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I'm excited. I mean, if it sucks, I don't care. I just won't watch it again. I'll just keep watching the OG. But no, I think it's cool. It'll be fun to see it. I think it came out in, I want to say 96 or 97. So, just with where technology's gone since then, I'm pretty excited to see how it looks on screen, even if I'm not quite sure what the plot is, if it's like a reimagining of that story, or if it's supposed to be set in the future with like siblings or children of the characters from the first Twister movie. But
yeah,
I will definitely be seeing it in theater, no doubt.
I'm very excited. I'm just sad Philip Seymour Hoffman. Keep trying to get Evan to watch it because Evan is a massive fan of disaster movies, and Philip Seymour Hoffman. And I'm like, dude, Philip Seymour Hoffman is just a gem in that movie. He's so funny.
Dude, once Oscar season ends, I can just start watching movies I want to again.
I know, Evan, right before this, I started H2O as like the first movie I want to watch. And holy cow, it's terrible, but it's so funny.
Busta Rhymes popping off in that movie.
I think it's LL Cool J that's in it.
Oh, maybe Busta Rhymes. Oh yeah, Busta Rhymes is in the next one, actually. Resurrections.
Oh boy.
You're right.
God, I love horror franchises. Alright, yeah, so as I said, today we are talking about the upcoming Oscars. One of the biggest award shows during award season. Feels like everything kind of leads up to this. And there's a lot of categories that we're going to try to break down all of them, give you our best predictions. We'll talk about Evan. Who's that account that does his predictions every year on Twitter?
Oh, yeah, his name is Ben Zaumer, Zaumer.
Yeah,
he's a reporter for the Hollywood Reporter, and he has a mathematical algorithm for predicting awards, and he's got like a 95% accuracy most years. It's crazy, so we can talk about those.
So we'll give you that for each category of who he thinks will win. And yeah, it's just going to be a good time. So I think the one we started with, we wanted to start with was makeup and hairstyling. AJ, since you're a guest, if you have any thoughts on this, I'll shoot it to you first. Who do you think will win, and who would you like to see win in this category?
Well, I haven't seen Golda, so I don't think that should win. Based on that alone. So we've got Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Society of the Snow. I mean, I feel like probably Poor Things should win this. Just kind of based off of Willem Dafoe's face alone.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild to look at that for however many hours of screen time he had. Yeah, I think that's kind of cut. I think that's cut pretty clear. Oppenheimer, cool hat, man, but you can't see your hair under it, so that's gonna be an L.
Yeah, Evan, what about you? Who would you like to? Yeah, I think we're all in agreement here. It's Poor Things for me. And like AJ said, from Willem Dafoe alone, they did an excellent job.
For the mathematical prediction, Poor Things is at 37.6%, Maestro 33.4%, and then Oppenheimer 15.2%, and the other two are like pretty low.
God, I would hate to see Maestro win this category.
Yeah, that Bradley Cooper knows, man.
I would hate to see Maestro win.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
We can get to that later, but spoiler alert.
AJ, have you seen any of the press junkets with Bradley Cooper talking about Maestro recently?
No.
About him? Oh, he's been
weird.
Leonard Bernstein died like 35 years ago. Bradley Cooper never even met him, but Bradley Cooper talks about like, yeah, I talk to Lenny all the time, or like I see him around my house, and there's all these weird interviews with like Bradley Cooper and Leonard Bernstein's kids, and the kids are obviously like, who the fuck is this guy? It is the most uncomfortable thing I've seen in a while.
Yeah, Brad Cooper might stink. There might be something that comes to fruition in the future. Just has not grabbed me with the movie in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Great, and Star is Born. Love Star is Born.
Never saw it. I hate musicals, to be honest.
It's not a musical. It's not a musical.
Well, it's about music, so it's a musical to me. Just like, what was that movie with, what was the one about the guy from Queen? What was that movie called?
Oh,
Bohemian Rhapsody? Yeah, that movie sucks.
I didn't see that either.
Yeah, it's not good. Directed by the most despicable human. All right, makeup and hairstyling. Let's do our music categories next. So first, best original song. Our nominees are "The Fire Inside" from Flamin' Hot, which I did not watch. "I'm Just Ken" from Barbie. "It Never Went Away" from American Symphony, which I haven't heard that one, but it's by Jon Batiste, so I think
Nailed
it has
this pronunciation, Trey.
Is that how you pronounce Batiste?
No, for the next song.
Yeah, the song from Killers of the Flower Moon.
Taze, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, we're too white. We can't pronounce that.
Probably.
And then "What Was I Made For" from Barbie, by Billie Eilish. Evan, I'll shoot it to you first. Who would you like to see win this, and who do you think will win this?
I mean, "I'm Just Ken" is a funny ass song, but like, I want "What Was I Made For" to win.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. I don't know if you saw that they announced that Ryan Gosling's gonna have 65 male backup dancers singing with him for this performance. That's sick.
That rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Billie Eilish, so I want her.
Yeah. Yeah, AJ, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty obvious that the "What Was I Made For" song is going to win, which is fine. But, I mean, "I'm Just Ken" is, like, probably the first thing I think about when I think of the movie Barbie.
Yeah.
Which, to me, I feel like that should stand for something. If the song makes you think of the movie, maybe it's the best song from that movie. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Evan on this one. I think I would like to see. I think it's goofy because if it won for the right reasons, I would like I'm Just Ken to win, but I think Billie Eilish will win. Evan, what's our statistical analysis on this category?
Yeah, for this one, what was I made for at 45.5%
Yeah.
chance? And then next up is I'm Just Ken at 25.5%. And then the others are all hovering around 10%.
Yeah. So seems like that
Yeah.
one's a lock.
About a
Bet
70% chance Barbie wins the award in some way.
yes.
I'm doing that.
Yeah. Okay, best original score. I feel like this is a lock.
Oh, yeah, it's not close.
Yeah, AJ, me and Evan already know what each other are thinking. AJ, what are your thoughts on this? Best original score. Who do you think will win, and who do you want to win?
Well, I mean, I've seen the other award shows, so I know that I know Oppie's been cleaning up here.
Yeah,
Sure he'll win this again. I mean, the score for Oppenheimer was great. You know, to be completely honest, I don't really know what the difference is between score and sound are, but sure, you can give this one to Oppenheimer. I'm sure it'll get a few more by the end of the
yeah,
night. But I will say, I really enjoyed the score in Killers as well.
Same.
I thought I'm not even going to call it the sound because that's a different category, but the score of Killers of the Flower Moon, assuming I know what it means, I think also brought a lot to that movie.
yeah. I'm on the Oppenheimer train as well. Anything our boy Ludwig it creates is just unbelievable. So yeah, I mean honestly, it's a score I still listen to. Like today when I'm playing video games, I'll listen to the Oppenheimer score, and God, and I wish Can You Hear the Music could be up for best original song.
Yeah.
I really do. Because that song, you feel like you're levitating,
I listen to
man.
it multiple times a week.
Me too. It's so
It's so good.
Oh, yeah. Ludwig. What's the statistical analysis?
70.9% chance. So yeah, that's a lock.
Yeah, vote for Ludwig.
I do like the Killers of the Flower Moon score, like that very bluesy guitar in the background. It's good stuff. I was a big fan.
I liked the Poor Things one as well when we were
so
talking about
good.
with Jagger yesterday.
Yeah,
I felt it fit the movie well. Let's see. So that's
production design.
Sure, let's do. You want to name off the nominees?
Yeah, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Boo, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
Didn't see Napoleon here.
It's shit.
I heard it was pretty funny though, like in a bad way. Like it's so bad it's funny type movie.
Yeah, it's boring. Very mid.
Yeah. So leading up to this episode, I didn't see Poor Things till last night. So leading up to this episode, my lock was Barbie because the production design in that is excellent. My vote is Poor Things. That's who I want to win. That's who I think will win. The sets were absolutely stunning.
They're so good.
Yorgos, man, just did an excellent job. AJ, what about you?
Wait, your lock was Barbie?
Yeah. The set design was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they just like film a bunch of scenes in like a bank building?
Okay, yeah, but I'm also
did some sponsor like some car activations out front of the bank building.
Yeah, but
that's a small part of the movie.
That's what I remember. Besides the song,
Barbie Land is fucking nuts. It looks amazing.
It does look cool. That part does look cool. Maybe if the whole movie was there, I could be on that train. But production, I have to feel like, I feel like Poor Things was it was really impressive to look at. A lot of interesting things going on. I mean, little things too, that you maybe just don't draw your eye at first, so you kind of catch it in the background.
Yeah.
So I would think Poor Things would be the favorite for this award. I've got to think if Napoleon was better, it could have maybe been a better contender here, because just the scale of that movie seems pretty large. Again, I haven't seen it, but
in the battle scenes, yeah.
I feel like all those like old timey movies fucking just get thrown into like production design nominations because it's like, well, it's from like the 1700s or whatever, so it has to be cool. It's old. It's cool.
Yeah.
Should have put
Evan.
Zone of Interest in here.
Yes.
Yeah, I would be very happy with either Barbie or Poor Things taking it. Me and Trey were talking about it yesterday, but the shot when Bella and Godwin go like to the little park near the beginning, and they're in the steam powered carriage, but it has like a horse head on the front. So funny, dude. Like, it's like you said, and like the interiors, like everything is so kooky and just unique. Like Poor Things is just a cool ass movie. So I would be happy with either.
I'm
Yeah.
interested for the odds on this one.
Yeah, in first place, Barbie 40.2%.
Wow.
And then in second, Poor Things 25.2%.
Wow.
Okay. What are
Next
the
is
Offie?
14.8.
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
third?
So
Sorry, what'd you say?
Oppenheimer 14.8%.
yeah. I don't think that'll win. The sets were cool, but I just don't think it matches with Barbie or Poor Things. Next one, visual effects. So this
What a
entails
stinker category. Oh my god.
this entails CGI. This entails everything in that category. So,
I haven't seen any of these movies, so you two go ahead.
you haven't even seen Guardians 3 yet? Oh my god,
No.
you're missing out.
Wait,
I haven't seen it.
what's the... Oh, never mind. It's...
Cinematography, are you thinking of Greg Fraser?
No, I was thinking of the one where Indiana... Oh, no, that's Score.
Yeah.
No, this one's good.
Yeah. So we got The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians 3, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon. Evan, thoughts? What do you think?
I would be very happy with like all of these except Napoleon winning. I still haven't seen Dead Reckoning. I need to watch it. The Creator is my favorite because Greg Fraser, even though he didn't solely do it, like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the explosions in this movie are freaking insane. They look so good. And then Godzilla -1 just looks incredible for how low the budget is. That movie's made on like such a small budget and it looks so good. So
yeah,
kind of between those two.
I'm with you there. Godzilla -1 is my front runner. I think that's a safe bet. What are the stats on that one?
Yeah, 49.9% for The Creator, surprisingly.
Good.
And then Godzilla next at 21%.
Okay. Yeah. So Godzilla, The Creator, seems like a safe bet. Oh man, let me pull my window back. Here we go. Yeah. So next one, what should we do? Do you want to bust out editing?
You skipped over AJ for visual effects.
AJ said he hadn't seen any of them.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, no, haven't seen
Okay.
it, so not missing out.
God, who's not listening now, Evan? Golly.
What are we doing next? Sound?
Yeah, we can do sound. Yeah. I was going to do editing, but sounds
editing.
good.
There's only one correct winner in this category.
For sound?
Are we doing editing or sound? It's not clear to me.
Sound. Yeah.
Okay.
So our nominees are The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest. First of all, might I say, why is Maestro on here?
Well, it's a
That's
movie
insane.
about music, so...
I don't understand that.
It's an Oscar-baiting movie.
Yeah.
So, Evan, you said there's only one right answer here. I think I know what it is.
I really hope you say what I think you're about to say.
As sick as Oppenheimer is, Zone of Interest cooks every other movie in this category. It's crazy. The sound design is maybe the best ever in a movie.
I have never heard a movie like The Zone of Interest.
It's crazy.
And the movie does not work without the sound.
Yeah.
The movie is almost nothing if not for the sound. So
yeah.
If this is a movie that's nominated for Best Picture, it's nominated for Best Picture because of how it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
It just Oppenheimer has plenty of other stuff going for it that would make it a Best Picture type of movie.
Yeah.
This does not. I don't care about the family, so the sound of this movie is like nothing I've ever heard.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm at too. Obviously, I'm an Oppenheimer stan. It's in my top 5 of all time. So I'd love to see it win sound, because like it's excellent. The sound design of that movie before seeing Zone of Interest was unlike anything I've seen before. But I do agree with both of you. Sound is just so important to Zone of Interest as a film. What are the stats on that? Zone of Interest, like 90%?
Oppenheimer 55.9%, Zone of Interest 19.4.
That's such a disaster.
Unfortunately,
Has
such a mistake.
Has Oppenheimer been winning at everything else? Like all the other award shows?
I'm not
for
sure.
Sound?
For sound? I don't know. That's a good question.
I can't remember who won at the Golden Globes, or if they even did that category.
I think they do.
I don't think Zone of Interest was out then yet, anyway.
Yeah. At least not for you. Yeah, so Zone of Interest, but basing off of stats, Oppenheimer looks like it might be the win. Let's see. Let's do editing next. So our nominees here are Anatomy of the Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
I'm sorry, I was still looking for Best Sound winner. Which category are we doing?
Oh, we're doing editing.
Okay.
Anatomy of the Fall, Holdovers, Killers, Oppie, Poor Things.
I can tell you one thing. Killers of the Flower Moon is not going to win for editing.
Yeah. Yeah. Evan, what are your thoughts here? Who do you think?
Oppenheimer for sure.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
It's an insanely well-paced movie, and it's like, even though it's such a mundane movie in a lot of the scenes, it's edited so it's like a horror movie at times, or like, it's just so good.
I would also, I think that's true. I'd also give a shout out to Anatomy of a Fall in this category as well. I think I really like how that movie's presented, the way it jumps around. I think it's done really well. Yeah.
I think either of those. I prefer Oppenheimer on that one, but either of those is a safe bet. Evan, what's the statistical analysis?
Yes. Oppenheimer 58.3%, and then Killers, Anatomy, and Poor Things are all kind of hovering between 10 to 12%. Oppenheimer won the Critics' Choice Award, BAFTA, and Eddies, and a bunch of other awards, all for the editing. So, mathematically, we're looking like
Oppenheimer seems like a lock in this category. Let's do costume design.
Yeah.
We got Barbie, we got Killers, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. AJ, I'll shoot it to you first. What do you think?
I mean, this feels like Poor Things to me. This is another one of those movies. Again, haven't seen Napoleon, but I'm sure the costumes there make everybody real happy. But yeah, Poor Things. It just looks really different. It's their costumes like stand out, what they're wearing. I don't know what else costume design goes into besides just what the characters are wearing. But
I think that's about it.
Is that pretty much it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out. Again, I got to shout out Oppie's hat. That might be enough to power him to costume design Oscar as well. But yeah, I feel pretty good with Poor Things here.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Evan, I'm assuming the same for you.
What I want to win is Poor Things, I don't think it will. I think Barbie will win.
Yeah, what's the statistical analysis? Does it put Barbie as the front runner?
48.3 and then Poor Things at 24.9. Shout out, this is like the one category where Napoleon deserved a nomination. Costumes are really good in that.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad if Barbie won either.
No.
The costume design was excellent in that film. I really enjoyed it. Let's see. Costume design. Done. Let's do animated feature film, and then we can start getting into the big ones, like cinematography, screenplay, stuff like that. And AJ, I know you haven't seen any of these, so you can sit this one out.
Yeah, no, please.
So, for animated feature film, we got The Boy and the Heron. It's a Miyazaki movie. Elemental. Don't know how that made it on here, but here we are. Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So this is a toss-up for me, Evan. I don't know about you. I want Across the Spider-Verse to win so badly, but I don't think it will.
I hate this category's nominations. There are so many sneaks in here. Elemental has no business being in this.
Absolutely not.
It sucks. That movie is so bland and middling.
Yeah.
Where is Suzume? Where is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
I've been saying that.
I have that movie over Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, really? I haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's on Paramount, so I might try to check it out.
Across the Spider-Verse has dropped for me like each passing day.
What?
Yeah.
That movie will never drop for me. That movie's excellent.
I feel like
Who do you think is gonna win, though?
I don't. Probably Boy and the Heron. I mean, this is like. Even though Miyazaki is gonna make more movies, people say I haven't seen it yet. People are like, "Oh, it's his swan song. Like it's his like culmination of his work and all this."
That's insane.
We'll see.
I haven't even seen it yet, and I can name you 3 Miyazaki movies I think are better than Boy and the Heron. But yeah,
Can you do that if you haven't watched the movie?
I can say with confidence that it will not be better than Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, or Howl's Moving Castle. With confidence. But I do think it'll win. I mean, the Oscars love Miyazaki. He's won a lot in the past. So I 1000% think Boy and the Heron is winning here. What does our friend on Twitter say, Evan?
Yeah. Shockingly, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, 74.1% chance of winning.
I would love to see it win.
So here's what he said about it. For Hayao Miyazaki fans, it's hard not to vote for Boy and the Heron, purportedly his final film. And this particular Spider-Man franchise has already won the category 5 years ago, which could cut either way. Either way, it signals the Academy has a strong affinity for this Spider rendition. The model prefers the winner of the Producers Guild, Visual Effects Society, and a host of Critics Circle honors, but this one is far from over.
Yeah. So it's kind of a split. We'll see. And we'll have to see. I don't know. I would like to see Spider-Man win. I'm going to vote for it on my ballot because I want to see it win. But I still think Boy and the Heron is taking this one. All right, let's get into the big ones. We're going to start out with cinematography here. So we got El Conde, which I have not gotten around to yet, but I will. Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
All right, before any of you say anything, can someone explain to me what does cinematography mean?
It's basically the shot selection, how shots are done, and that's like it boiled down, right, Evan? What do you think?
Is that not directing? Is that not what directing is?
No, because the director's not necessarily like choosing the shots. Well, like he's directing the cinematographer and the actors and all this. Like,
but like like the only director that I can think of that usually did his own cinematography was Kubrick. But every cinematographer has their own distinct style and the way they do things, and so.
So when I think about this award, I should be thinking about what the movie looked like.
Yeah, as far as shots go and
Okay.
decisions made, and yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you a sec to think about it, AJ. Evan, who do you want
Yeah.
here?
I want Oppenheimer. I also would be happy with Killers of the Flower Moon and Poor Things. They're all amazing looking. I mean, Poor Things is like, I find that the cinematography in Oppenheimer portrays facial like it just Killian kills it so hard with the way he acts and his like just facial expressions, but the cameras keep it like that, like they just lock in on him so well, and yeah. So I want Oppenheimer to win.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think this one's Killers for me.
Yeah.
I think that movie showed pain in such a way that I haven't really seen in a lot of other movies. And if I'm understanding cinematography right, I think that's what this would have to do with. So, I think I would like to see Killers win this here. But in terms of who I think will win, if you're looking at the other award shows as guidance, anytime you see Oppenheimer on the ballot, it's generally been winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's what will win. But this is one I'd like to see go to Killers.
Also, you got to think about Hoyt van Hoytema shot this movie in color and black and white on IMAX cameras the entire time. Even just like that shot of Cillian Murphy lying in the bed with the IMAX camera in front of his face. I don't know if you've seen the behind the scenes. It's hysterical. This camera is enormous and it's just so extra, but it looks so good.
Yeah. That's who it is for me too. Hoyt van Hoytema he just did an excellent job. And I 1000% think he deserves this. What's the statistical?
Oh yeah, Oppenheimer 63%, and then Poor
Yeah.
Things and Killers are both right around 12%.
Yeah. Before we get into our acting categories, let's do
real,
this.
Real quick.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna. I noticed that we hadn't done international feature film.
Oh yeah. Let's do that right now. International feature film. I think this is a lock. I don't think there's any conversation to be
I need
had
to push.
here.
Hang on though. I have one issue.
Okay.
What the United Kingdom is not international. I'm sorry. That's not.
I mean, technically it is, and also
okay. It's just another very white country that speaks English.
He also didn't shoot this movie in the UK,
but it's nominated from the UK.
Yeah.
I would also say I loved Society of the Snow.
Yeah.
It was one of my top 5s for the year.
It's peak.
I mean, it's obviously not going to, because how do you get nominated for Best Picture but not win Best International Feature Film?
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty clear Zone of Interest is going to win this, but I thought Society of the Snow was an awesome movie.
Yeah. I historically, if a movie is that's in international feature film and it's nominated for Best Picture, it always wins.
Sure.
So, I mean, you look at stuff like Roma, you look at stuff like Parasite, which won international feature and Best Picture. That stuff usually wins. Evan, what's our stats on this? How high is Zone?
96, probably.
74%.
94%. Yeah. Vote for Zone of Interest. It's a lot.
And then Society of the Snow is 11.5%.
We're fighting for votes out there. Every vote matters.
Yeah. All right. Screenplays. Let's do Best Adapted first. So in this, we got American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. Evan, I'll send it to you first. Who do you think?
Well, Barbie was gonna win. I actually don't know. This one's tough. Like, I know American Fiction has done really well, and it's a huge hit. So I'm like kind of in between the two. I think Barbie's probably gonna win.
Yeah. AJ, what about you?
I've also heard
I haven't
the
seen
no-
American Fiction yet, but yeah.
I've also heard the noise that Barbie is gonna win this award. I don't know. This feels like something where it's hard to know if you don't know what it's being adapted from.
Yeah,
Which I don't know what any of these are adapted from besides Barbie, obviously.
yeah,
Um, like I had no idea Poor Things was adapted from something, so it's hard to say. I did really enjoy American Fiction though. Um, so I'd be pretty happy if that won.
yeah,
But it feels like Barbie here.
yeah. Um, I think American Fiction will win. I would love to see it win. I think that's an excellent screenplay. It's one of my favorites of the year. Um, but I agree with both of you guys. I think Barbie's going to take this. What's our statistical analysis on this,
Yeah.
Evan?
American Fiction is in the lead right now at 40.8%.
Hell yeah.
Barbie's pretty close, 23.6%. Barbie won Critics' Choice Award and it was originally supposed to be an original screenplay,
Yeah.
and then they dropped it out. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all great screenplays. I've heard American Fiction is super funny and really smart.
Mm-hmm. It totally is. I love American Fiction.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, it's excellent. All right, original screenplay. We got Anatomy of the Fall, Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. I have my lock for this. I don't know about you guys. AJ, what are your thoughts on this? Who do you have for this category?
Yeah, I really liked May December a lot. It's kind of I think it's fell off the last few months. I enjoyed that a lot, but I think Anatomy of a Fall here
Mm-hmm.
is probably the one. That movie was so freaking cool. Yeah, I'm a big any crime, procedural, trial type. Any
I
scenes
love
like that in a
courtroom
movie,
movies,
it's
bro.
it's gonna be right up my alley. The courtroom scene in Killers of the Flower Moon was one of my favorite scenes in that whole movie.
Brendan Fraser just
yeah.
cooking.
It was so sick. So I'm always a sucker for that. So
Yeah,
I would go Anatomy of a Fall here for sure.
yeah. Evan, what about you?
I want Past Lives to win this. I don't think it will. I think Anatomy of a Fall has it in the bag.
Yeah, that's for me as well. I don't see anything else
Past
when I
Lives
see.
more.
Past Lives is a
Okay.
super unique movie. So yeah, they should get a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, AJ,
I
I saw
adore
your
Past
review for that. That the dinner scene is hysterical. Just
Yeah.
the guy just gets sitting there, and you see him listening to their intimate conversation. God, it's so funny.
I adore Past Lives. I wish it got more recognition. I don't think it's gonna win anything. We'll see.
Yeah,
I love Cam from the Real Talk. His review for this movie is so funny. Let me pull it up.
Actually, I need to correct something here. When you were talking about when I read this, for some reason my brain processed Past Lives as Poor Things.
Oh.
So I actually even changed what I think about that. I still really enjoyed that movie, which I think is saying something because I'm not I don't seek out romantic comedies, and I feel like the idea of the misconnection is something that's been shown in a lot of movies, but really unique in Past Lives, and actually kept me pretty invested. And
Yeah.
the dinner scene was hilarious. I was laughing so hard at that.
yeah. Evan, what was Cam's? I feel like I remember this.
Says I've never been so emotional watching a dude get cucked.
Yeah, that's really good. Because it's true.
Yeah, this category, the guy is saying here, it's kind of weird because the writer strike delayed the writers guild, awards until after the Oscars, so there's no predictions there. And then the Academy classified Barbie as an adapted screenplay, even though like every other award show deemed it original. And Anatomy of a Fall won a Golden Globe and a BAFTA, but it's the only one of those nominations that didn't get a Critics' Choice nomination.
Interesting.
So we'll see.
Yeah, kind of up in the air.
I'd be happy with either.
Yeah. Yeah, me as well. So we're getting into our big ones now. Our best actors, our best actresses. Let's do supporting roles first.
Yeah. The two biggest locks in this entire freaking list.
So, actor in a supporting role. We have Sterling K. Brown for his role in American Fiction, De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. AJ, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this. So, who do you have for best supporting?
Evan said like both of these are locks, which I think I agree with, just based on what's happened through the rest of the award season.
Yeah,
I will say I disagree with this one. Robert Downey Jr. is great in Oppenheimer. The significance of what his character does in that movie, I think, is kind of boring. I don't care that much about what his character's doing, but when he's on screen, he's electric. Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, however, had the opposite effect on me, which is every time he was in that movie, I was like, "Oh, fuck yes, it's a Sterling K. Brown scene."
Yeah,
that dude just steals the show and everything he does.
Yeah,
I would love for him to get this award. I know he's not going to, but man, he's so sick in American Fiction. He has some great lines.
You guys are just making me even more excited to watch this now.
I love Killers. I could kind of take or leave De Niro's performance in it though. Gosling and Barbie was great. Thought he was very funny. And then Ruffalo in Poor Things was a very entertaining character of just somebody who I felt like was just hitting their head against the wall over and over again.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool character. I enjoyed watching him, but God, if I could do like the Men in Black, like clear everybody's memory of what's happened the last 6 months of award season, I would love for Sterling K. Brown to really get like a fresh look for this award.
Yeah, I have RDJ as well. I'm assuming, Evan, you do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Mark Ruffalo at least deserves a nomination for the line, "Look, he's the devil. He doesn't cough air. He coughs blood." It's
so
just so good.
He's so funny in the whole scenes after Paris, and he just becomes a shell of a man. It's hysterical.
Yeah.
I would have been happy to see Willem get nominated too, because he's awesome in Poor Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it was really between the two of them to get that last nomination.
Yeah.
It's interesting that they went with Ruffalo over Dafoe.
Yeah.
I think he's in more of the movie, I feel like, so
Yeah.
it helped.
So actress,
we're looking at 90.6% Robert Downey Jr. wins this.
Who's
that's
second?
insane.
Gosling at 2.7, and then Mark Ruffalo and then Mark Ruffalo 2.4, and then Robert De Niro 2.3, and then Sterling K. Brown 2%.
It's fine. We're a small but passionate bunch. The Sterling K. Brown hive will ride.
So actress in a supporting role, we got Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, which I did not watch, America Ferrera for Barbie, Nyad or Jodie Foster for Nyad, and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Evan, I'll send it to you first. I think this is another lock.
This is the biggest lock of the entire prediction chart. Like, I'll just say it now, 91.3% chance that Divine Joy Randolph wins.
Yeah.
She has won everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything. And she's amazing in this movie. Oh my god, she's so good.
Yeah.
Dude.
AJ, I'll send it to you even though I don't want to hear what you think. I know what you think of The Holdovers.
I just gotta say, in general, I think this category is kind of weak. I think the nominees here are kind of weak. I haven't seen The Color Purple. I've heard really good things about Jodie Foster's performance in Nyad,
Yeah, she's
good.
excellent.
which I didn't watch. But um, Emily Blunt and Oppenheimer did not do a lot for me. I know she had that cool scene towards the end where she corrected that guy's grammar. People thought
God,
that was
that's
people
That
thought that
scene
was
is
really
so
sick.
good.
And I just
watching that in the movie theater. We were both of us were just like, oh shit.
God, it's so good.
Yeah, I didn't care. I was like, okay, I mean, this is obviously it's for her real, and that's great, but I just didn't think she was that fantastic in it. America Ferrera getting a nominee for Barbie is as a choice. Um, and then, yeah, I mean, we'll get to the best pictures and our feelings on those movies. I think of these nominees, again, having not seen The Color Purple or Nyad, I would also pick Divine Joy Randolph, but I wasn't blown away by anything I saw from her in that movie. Thought she was fine. She was fine.
You weren't blown away by anything from that movie.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So actors in a leading role. We have.
So hang on, wait. Do we want to do these down the odds sheet? I've got best. I've
Yeah,
got leading.
we'll
I've got
do
the
these-
leading actors, and then I've got best picture for the odds. So,
yeah, let's do that. So
maybe
AJ,
do
who's our who
or do
has?
you want to save director?
Yeah, let's do. We're gonna do leading actor, leading actress, director, best picture.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, who do you want?
Yeah. Give us the lowest for best leading actor. Who has the
Actor.
lowest odds?
Plus 8,000 is Coleman Domingo for Rustin. That's a movie I've watched. I've not seen that.
I don't have him as my number 1. I probably have him at number 4. I don't have him at number 5 though.
Yeah.
I thought he was like the one shining light of that movie. He was so damn good in it. He just Evan, what about you? I know you liked him a lot.
Yeah, he's great, and he's like the reason that movie is like watchable because the rest of it is very by the numbers biopic that you've seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't seen American Fiction. He's probably like chilling with Bradley Cooper.
So
chilling.
fourth is Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. Same odds
What?
as Coleman Domingo, plus 8,000.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was really good in that.
I had Jeffrey Wright as my number 2.
Interesting. I didn't rank these to be clear, but I would have him second. Yeah.
Evan, what about you? Oh, Evan, you haven't seen American Fiction yet.
Yeah.
Let me assume our third one is Brad.
It's Brad Cooper for Maestro.
Number 5.
Yeah.
He was fine.
I haven't seen Coleman Domingo and Rustin, but I'm already putting Bradley Cooper behind him.
Yeah, he just like he's like, okay, I'm just gonna pretend to have a cold for this entire movie.
If I close my eyes, there were times I legitimately thought he was doing like a Jimmy Fallon impression. Like he sounded like Jimmy Fallon in a lot of scenes. It really kind of took me out of it.
Yeah.
So second, did you have anything to add to that, Evan?
I love Bradley Cooper as an actor, so I don't hate him as much as you guys do in this. He's near the bottom though. He was way better in A Star Is Born.
I'll take your word for it.
I'll say that. God damn it, dude, it's so good.
So second, because we're on second now. Second is Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers.
I like that. He's my number 3.
I would have him ahead of Bradley Cooper. So I guess fourth because I'm not ranking Coleman the Bingo. So I would have him, I'd have him third.
Yeah, he's my number 3 too. I thought he
He's
was
my
excellent.
second. I love The Holdovers.
Yeah.
I
thought he
Giamatti.
was
He's
excellent.
great.
He's so good in it.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen The Ides of March?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so good in that.
Sick in that movie. I love that.
That is a excellent film. I love Ides of March.
Really enjoy it.
Uh,
And then number 1, unless you guys have anything else to say about Paul Giamatti,
no.
number 1 is going to be Cillian Murphy for Oppie, minus 1,000. Yep, certainly the favorite by a large margin. And well deserved, I think. I think he should win it. It's who I want to win it.
Yeah.
I think he will.
Yeah. Evan, what are our statistical analysis on this?
Mm-hmm. Killian is looking at 76.9%.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, who's second?
Paul Giamatti at 11.9%.
Okay.
Yeah, like Killian won the BAFTA and the SAG, so
The only other
Yeah.
person to
Like a
win
lock.
Best Leading Actor is Giamatti for the Golden Globes, and that's just because they split the categories.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, AJ. Actress in a leading role. What's
This
our
is the
least
interesting
likely?
one here.
this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
All right, plus 5,000 is Annette Bening for Naiad. Haven't seen it.
I
She's
don't
good.
have her. I don't have her at my lowest.
Oh,
Wow.
I have probably the next one at my lowest.
Next is gonna be Carrie Mulligan for Maestro.
It's my lowest.
You know, I actually found myself enjoying her scenes a lot more than I enjoyed.
She's
Bradley
the best
Cooper's
part of
scenes.
that movie.
Yeah, I found her character kind of interesting. I thought she had a good performance in
Yeah.
that. I haven't seen Naiad, so I don't know if I'd put her behind Annette Bening, but I would put her behind the next three women. Yeah, do you guys
Yeah.
have anything else on?
No, I think Annette Bening was excellent. I really, really enjoyed her performance, but it seems like that's just me.
So third is Sandra Holler for Anatomy of a Fall, plus 4,000. God, in another year, I think she could win.
Yeah, but there's no matching Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone. But Sandra Hüller, man, she was so damn good in that movie. The screenplay definitely helped, but her performance was excellent. And it's really interesting watching that and Zone of Interest.
She's so good in both.
Yeah, but her characters are so different. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
But I really liked her in that. I think she definitely deserves that nomination.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Totally. All right. So second, second in the odds is Emma Stone for Poor Things. She's plus 125. I feel like this conversation goes hand in hand with Lily Gladstone, who is the favorite, and she's minus 175. I don't know if either of you are big sports gamblers, but that's really close. The odds are very close between the two of them.
Yeah.
I'll just give my piece on it real quick. Before I saw Poor Things, I had started to see that Emma Stone was winning some of these awards, which I found really annoying because I thought Lily Gladstone was unbelievable in Killers. Once I saw Poor Things, it didn't change my opinion on who I thought should win, but it did. For me, it legitimized what the awards that Emma had been winning. That is an insane character to play. It is such a hard character to play, I have to think. And she was so good in it. I would not be offended if she won.
Yeah. Evan, what about you?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, naturally, like, I just adore Poor Things so much that I want Emma Stone to win. And I keep going back to the fact that they didn't shoot it in order, which means Emma Stone was bouncing around in mental age every single scene they shot, which is insanely impressive. Like, so impressive that she was able to, like, just lock in to those, like, because they're very different characters. She's changing all the time. It's crazy that she was so consistent when you watch it front to back. And Lily Gladstone is amazing too. Like, they're both fantastic. I do have Emma Stone higher though. And what about you, Trey?
I think Emma Stone's at my number 2. I do think she was excellent. But as a person who didn't love Killers of the Flower Moon, I have it at a 3-star. I think it's still at a 3-star.
Yeah.
I can respect all the great parts of it. It just wasn't for me. I didn't love it. I fell asleep. But that's neither here nor there.
Yes.
I know for a fact that the only scenes that I was like locked in was the scenes with Lily Gladstone. I thought she was amazing in that, and
You guys are sleeping on De Niro.
he was fine. There,
Yeah,
I can name
yeah.
De Niro roles that I think are better. It's I can name 5 De Niro roles that were better than his role in Killers. Comfortably.
Let me read the percentages here because they're really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1, Lily Gladstone, 43.3%, and then Emma Stone, 42%.
Yeah.
And so I'll read this little blurb he wrote here because it's interesting. He says, unlike Best Actor, this one is actually a coin toss. It's quite reminiscent of a year ago when Michelle Yeoh won the SAG, Kate Blanchett won the BAFTA and the Critics' Choice Awards, and they split the Golden Globes. Michelle Yeoh won the Oscar. This year, Lily Gladstone has Michelle Yeoh's resume and Emma Stone has Blanchett's. Two things make Lily Gladstone a slightly stronger candidate than Yeoh. First, the model adjusts every year, so last year's data in favor of Yeoh's resume is taken into account. Second, they won the opposite Golden Globes, which helps Gladstone since the drama Golden Globe is more predicative of the Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Also, if we want to relitigate that, I would love to go back in time and give that award to Kate Blanchett.
oh, same.
That movie is so good, and
Tara's
she is
peak.
such a monster in that film. Ugh.
Tar is so peak. Yeah, I'm so excited to see this award because this is like an Oscars that is pretty predictable because of how hard Oppenheimer is going to sweep. But this is one that it's like so close. There's no definitive winner.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm glad we have one toss up because it makes things spicy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
Oscars that's like, oh, this is going to win that. It's boring. But now we have something that's like, let's get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. AJ, do you have the Las Vegas odds for director?
I did not get those.
Okay, that's okay. Best director. Before we do best picture. Where is it on here? Best director.
I got it.
You got it? All right,
Christopher
give it to us.
Nolan, Oppenheimer, Justin Trier, Anatomy of a Fall, Yorgos Lanthimos, Poor Things, Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, Jonathan Glazer, The Zone of Interest. Also, Colossal W nominating Glazer. That's so awesome.
Yeah. It's Nolan for me. I think not only that it's the best directed film of 2023, I also think that Nolan has achieved. I mean, AJ, I don't know if you know, but we're doing Nolan deep dive on our podcast on Fridays right now.
Oh, nice.
And he, going back through his filmography, he has just achieved so much with his films. He is probably my most consistent 5-star rated director. I can't remember the last time I gave a Nolan movie lower than 5 stars. I think he's masterful, and I think it definitely helps that he hasn't won Best Director before.
Yeah.
So I think this will be, not only does he deserve it, but it'd also be kind of like a career Oscar. So that's for me. AJ, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an award for Nolan for sure. I do agree that it's not solely a career achievement award, but a bit of that certainly.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to give a lot of credit to The Zone of Interest, though.
Yeah.
What an impossible movie to make. That's the one I did just watch it last night, so it's really on the top of my mind. But yeah, just it's an Oppenheimer, it's a Nolan award, it's Oppenheimer's year, but God, The Zone of Interest is crazy, and I can't imagine what it was like making that.
I didn't see your review on that. What'd you give it?
4.5.
4.5.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I want Nolan to win, but I'm just happy Yorgos got nominated because he's my favorite director of all time, and I just want to see him succeed, honestly. I just love his weird ass movies. They're all peak.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, AJ, like the Zone of Interest is a monumental film. There's nothing like it, and also the fact that he was able to shoot inside Auschwitz. I think that's the first time they've ever allowed that, like being actually inside it. That's crazy. Like the respect he gives to this movie's subject matter is so good, and it's crazy to have a movie that's mundane as shit and it's just watching a family do stuff make you feel awful inside.
Well, that kind of goes back to what I was saying about sound. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this movie is just a movie about a bunch of boring people doing boring
Yeah.
shit if you don't have the sound.
Yeah.
I was talking to Trey and he's like, "Why did you go see this?" Because I saw this in theaters twice within the span of 5 days. He's like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And I was like, "I just needed to experience it in theaters again because the theater atmosphere is crazy for that movie. Like dark as shit, super loud, and it like even when it opens with that like 2 or 3 minutes of just eerie ass music, like
Yeah.
it's a crazy movie. I'm just happy that it's getting nominated and it's gonna win. I mean, hopefully, I wish that Celine's song was nominated for Past Lives because she did a phenomenal job. But this is an insanely stacked category.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
like
I
one
don't
of the
know
most stacked
what you-
categories
I
ever.
don't know what you would drop to add anybody else to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't imagine watching Zone of Interest again. Like I felt
Yeah.
when AJ, we watch partied it, and we were talking after it finished. Well, no, that's not what happened. I was dead silent. Evan talked at me about
Yeah, I
his thoughts
talked
about
at Trey for like 15 minutes, and he goes, "I can't log it tonight," and just left.
Yeah, and I went on a walk because I felt physically ill. Like I would, God, that movie, man, it's
interesting. Jagger told us that he cried 5 times watching it, and I was like, "This is not a movie that makes me cry. It's a movie that makes me feel gross." And
well,
Yeah.
it like
that's-
turns my stomach upside down, but it never made me cry.
that's also from a kid who comes from comes from Jewish heritage.
Right, that's fair.
And he's lives in a very Jewish family, so that probably hits a different way for him than it does for us.
That's fair.
You know, which is like what me and him were talking. Me and Jagger talked about that last night because I was interested, like how he received that film as a person who is Jewish versus to like me who's not Jewish. How he received it. And that was a super interesting conversation as well. It's very enlightening.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just such an incredible film. So incredible. I did have my parents watched it.
Yeah, I was talking to your dad about it today. Actually.
He said that they said that they hated it.
Yeah,
Both of them. I was like, come on, it's excellent.
Yeah.
I took my grandma to see it, and she absolutely loved it.
Yeah, but your grandma is also like a film
My
bro.
grandma is a film bro. She's a total film bro. It's awesome.
Yeah, so the big one. Best Picture. AJ, what's at the bottom? Which has the least odds of winning?
Yeah, so the worst odds to win Best Picture, deservedly so, at plus 15,000 is Maestro.
Yes, Maestro sucks.
I have Maestro 10th on my Best Picture rankings.
Same.
Yeah.
Trey, I don't know about you, or if you ended up making your own rankings or not.
No, I'm making it right now as we go on. It's awful.
I'm glad you can put a lot of thought into it.
It's not awful. It's just bland and rushed.
Yeah, it's just so boring. It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it almost was like they would have felt bad if they didn't nominate it for Best Picture, so they nominated it.
And the bad thing about it is that it didn't. Leonard Bernstein had such a complicated and layered life, and he did so much outside of making music that it's just impossible to fit it all into a movie. And it's just I don't know.
It's really crazy that Maestro is like Steven Spielberg originally had the rights to it, and then he saw A Star Is Born and gave it to Bradley Cooper and was like, "Go make this movie." I'm curious to see what it would be like if Steven Spielberg made it.
It'd probably be better.
Yeah,
and one of the
dude.
greatest directors
A
of
Star
all
is Born
time.
cooked Maestro. A Star is Born is like in my top 50 of all time, I think. It's so good.
I know I need to get on that.
Oh, dude, the
Um,
music is amazing.
Tell me something, girl.
The
That's a
movie
banger song.
the movie opens with Bradley performing a rock concert in front of like real people, and all the music in there is live. It's live, not pre-recorded.
Yeah, no,
Willie
I've seen that.
Willie Nelson's son taught Bradley Cooper how to play the guitar, which is super cool.
Wow, the son of one of the greatest guitar players ever.
Yeah, dude, A Star is Born is awesome.
Yeah. So Maestro belongs at 10. Shouldn't win. What's the statistical odds that it wins?
We're
It's
just okay. Just yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's actually ninth. It's 1% chance, and Past
Nice.
Lives is 0.9%.
That's
Well,
unfortunate.
It's a great segue because ninth, which is tied with Maestro on the odds, is Past Lives.
Yeah.
On my list, I had Past Lives sixth.
Past Lives is fifth for me.
This is probably floating around 6th or 5th for me.
Okay. I'm on the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, the scene in the bar was like such an amazing scene. There's just this guy probably feeling like he wanted to drink himself to death while his wife stares deeply into the eyes of this hunky Korean man that just like hit her up online. You know, that's the shit you love to see as a husband. So yeah, I mean, like I said before, it's not that unique of a storyline of like the misconnection, reconnection type of thing, but never really seen it put on screen in that way. And yeah, I found it really, really engaging.
Yeah. Me as well. I don't think it's gonna win. I would honestly be kind of mad if it won. Just because of all the other stuff that could win. But I do really enjoy it as well. Evan, do you have any thoughts about that before we move on to the
I'm
next
way
one?
higher on Past Lives than you guys. I think I adore this film.
Oh yeah, I thought we had it ranked the same spot.
I do, but it's I have this over Anatomy of a Fall. I think it's amazing. The writing is so organic, and it's a very natural feeling movie. Like you believe the relationships in this movie, and the music is so good. Oh my god. Yeah, and the pacing is fucking nuts. This movie flew past for me. It felt like it was like an hour long. Yeah, I really love it. I want to watch it again.
I love that about Past Lives. Is that it's like an hour 40, hour and 45.
Yeah.
Same with The Zone of Interest. I don't know how much longer that movie how much more of that movie I could have watched, but
that
I was really
movie
thankful
is
it wasn't like
so
2.5
well
hours.
paced.
I was so thankful it wasn't like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that.
AJ, what's our next one on the Vegas odds?
So next, plus 10,000 is Killers of the Flower Moon.
Wow.
Which I have number one. That was my favorite movie of these nominees.
So I am actually the opposite. I probably have this. Let me take a gaze at this list again.
You have Barbie over it?
I do. It's
That's
probably
wild.
the only movie that is below it for me is Maestro. This sits at number 9 for me.
Wow.
And if I'm just going off of like how much, if we're just going off of enjoyment, this sits at number 9 for me. If we're going off of what I think will win, I think this could have a chance. I mean, it's Scorsese. It's about a very important subject matter. It also has just everything about it is super well done. But if I'm just going off of enjoyability, it's my number 9.
Killers is 7 for me, and I partially think that it's like I saw this in IMAX. I don't know if it would hit the same watching it at home because I think I would be very distracted. It's a long ass movie, but the IMAX setting was kind of nuts for it. I love Killers of the Flower Moon. I have it at a 5-star. It's number 7 for me.
Yeah. AJ, I know you saw it in IMAX as well.
The sound-
I don't think I saw it in IMAX. I think I just saw it in theater.
The sound
I
design
thought-
was
Oh.
Maybe I
sick in
did.
IMAX. It's
Because
Did
didn't
just-
you see it in IMAX with
No, I did.
Jamie?
You're right. No, you're right. I did. I saw it in IMAX. Yeah. No, I actually read the book too, and I finished the book like the week before I saw the movie. It's so different than the book, which I think is part of what I like about it, because I think it was a little risky to shoot it in this way, to not just follow the, your what do you call that, like your subject matter, I guess.
Your source material?
Source material.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
Trey, I don't know if you know, the book is about Jesse Plemons' character.
yeah. It's a lot about Jesse Plemons' character.
Oh, maybe I'll read the book. He was my favorite character.
So so like so much of it follows him in the investigation, and you don't really know who the killer is, until probably like halfway through the book.
Mhm.
Whereas that's like the opening 10 minutes
Yeah.
of this movie it's like, no, it's this fucking guy. Now watch him cook for like 3 more hours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's like pretty interesting to go that route. I think it's the only way you can make this movie, and also like do it in a way that isn't dismissive to like the Native Americans
Mhm.
in making this movie. Yeah, it hit really hard for me, and it's obviously not going to win. If you look at the odds, I'm sure it won't. It probably will, unless Lily Gladstone wins for actress. I don't think that it will win an award.
It's just crazy.
But it is crazy.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I need to read the book, because the only reason I have it at a 3-star and not like a 1.5 or a 2-star is the Jesse Plemons tax return. Is about a 1.5 stars. So that's AJ. We made a list of actors who have tax returns where it's like, oh, he's in this. That's an automatic whatever. Like Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon has a Willem Dafoe, Christian
Defoe's
Bale.
at the top, yeah.
Willem Dafoe and Christian Bale are at the top. Michael Shannon has a tax return of like 2 stars.
That'd be Paxton for me.
Bill Paxton, massive
star
tax
for me.
return.
Yeah.
And Dowd, big tax return. But yeah, Jesse Plemons was. I mean, anything Jesse Plemons is in, I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, give it to me.
Dude, I love these movies, and going to see stuff in IMAX is awesome, but sitting in those IMAX chairs for 3 hours and 45 minutes, I wanted to fucking die. My knees hurt so bad when I sat up, because our IMAX doesn't have recliners. It's packed, like, tiny chairs. Oh, it was terrible. I was so sore. And then, like, like Oppenheimer, 3 hours. Dune 2, 2 hours 45. Like, I'm 2023.
Well, and the thing about Oppenheimer is me and AJ couldn't even like stretch out or anything. We were like, the theater was literally packed. Like we were sitting shoulder to shoulder with people. So you had to just like sit like this for 3 hours. It was worth it. I will say that it was worth it, but very, very tight spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sat beside my brother, and we like synced our like legs put up on our knees so that we could like stretch out in opposite ways, and it like kind of worked, but still, yeah, it's just pain. Just pain.
Yeah. So AJ,
What's the next one?
Yeah, give it
All
to
right.
us.
Next one, plus 8,000 is American Fiction.
Yeah.
So that would put it 7th in the odds list. I had it 4th on my list.
Yeah, I think I have it right around here, like 6. I don't think, just solely based off of enjoyment, again, it's not my highest rated. I'm probably going to have Poor Things higher than this. Actually, I don't know yet. We'll see. I have Anatomy of the Fall higher, Barbie I have higher, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, I have both of those higher.
Of all the movies that are nominated that I watched, honestly, just in enjoyment, like, American Fiction could be number 1, and just of like joy I felt while watching it.
Yeah.
It was really easy to watch while still being a really strong movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, God, I can't say enough about Sterling K. Brown. Um, Dude has a couple of the best lines of dialogue I've heard this year. I'm excited for you to watch it, Evan.
Yeah, I was gonna watch it tonight, but I think my girlfriend's probably not in the mood to watch it, so I will watch it tomorrow after work.
Yeah, it's yeah, I really liked it.
I'm excited. I love Jeffrey
Um,
Wright too, so and
Jeffrey Wright is so
it
good.
sounds really entertaining.
Yeah, it is. The scene. Actually, no, because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah,
I don't
You
want
guys
to
can
spoil
talk about it
it.
later.
Yeah, I'll talk about it with AJ later.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the trailer for this movie, so I'm
Yeah,
like,
go in as blind as possible.
I was
Yeah.
super blind. I went in super blind. I didn't know anything about it at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Didn't
It's
even know that it was going to be like funny. So that was
nice.
nice. That was nice to know. Nice to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's excellent, Evan. AJ, you want to give us our next one?
Yeah. So next, plus 6,600. This would be sixth. Would be Barbie.
Yeah, that's right about. I think I have it at fifth.
I have it. I have it eighth.
I
Okay.
also have it 8th, even though I adore it. I don't know if you know this about me, if Treys told you about the sicko I am, but my girlfriend like forced me to watch one of the animated Barbie movies when she was super sad one day,
I have it told him about
and I
this.
fucking love them. I've seen 15 of the animated Barbie movies.
Wow.
So I was
And
like,
how many of
Dude.
them are? First of all, let's preface this by saying Evan has a high. I don't know if you should follow him on Letterboxd, AJ. He has a higher 5-star rating like ratio than anyone I have ever seen. He's just giving out 5 stars all over the place.
I love to love movies. What can I say? And, I'll preface this by I grade these Barbie movies on a different curve. Like I don't compare them to actual movies I watch. It's like how good are they compared to each other?
Sure.
Most of them are 5 stars. I could tell you, like 10 of them are probably 5 stars.
That's very funny.
I love Barbie, bro. It's fucking peak.
I thought Barbie was. I saw it in theaters with my wife and a couple of our friends, and I enjoyed it. I thought there was some really funny stuff.
Sublime.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Sorry, 8 of them are 5 stars.
Gosling in this movie is so good. Him and Michael Cera's characters,
Alan?
Alan
Go.
kills me. This is not my own take. I don't remember where I heard it, but I do agree with it, which is that, like at the box office, I think that Oppenheimer was helped a lot by premiering with Barbie.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't make as much money if it doesn't, which I don't give a shit about that. But on the flip side, I think that Barbie has really been boosted by also having that release time with Oppenheimer as it comes to award season. I think if Barbie released on its own, I don't know if it's getting a Best Picture nominee. I don't know if America Ferrera is getting a supporting actress nomination. Same with maybe Gosling still does, but I'm not saying it's undeserving. Maestro is, but I don't know that it would get quite as much of the notoriety as it has if it had came out 3 weeks later, so to speak.
Yeah. Just to digress a little bit for a second, this is a hot take that's in the works, so it's not cemented yet. I'm waiting till the Fall Guy comes out, which, by the way, I didn't see a trailer for that until I went and saw Dune 2.
Oh, dude,
it
looks so good.
It looks excellent. I'm so excited. It's in the works. I enjoy Ryan Gosling more as a comedic actor than I do him as a dramatic actor. I enjoy them both, but as far as ratings go, Crazy Stupid Love, I have it a 4.5. The Nice Guys, I have it a 5. If I could give The Nice Guys 6 stars, I would. The Barbie movie, I have it a 4.5. I just think he is excellent. Don't get me wrong, he is excellent in dramatic roles. He is one of the best dramatic actors working today. You look at stuff like Drive, You look at stuff like La La Land. Even La La Land, he's funny in that.
Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah, Blue Valentine, stuff like
Oh my
that.
god.
He's so good. But I
Blue
think he is
Valentine,
so
what a-
slept on as a comedic actor. I think he has such good comedic timing.
Blue Valentine has the most insane IMDb trivia section of any movie.
Oh really?
It's unbelievable. I can't remember who the director of that movie is, but that dude might be a psycho. Some of the shit he had them doing. Yeah, it's a good read. Trey, to strengthen your hot take a little bit, you should change your phrasing from your own feeling, because that's not really debatable. If you think he's a better,
Yeah.
if you enjoy him more,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue with you. You got to say he is a better comedic actor than he is a dramatic actor. That makes it a hot take, not just an opinion.
I see. I think he is a better comedic actor.
There you go. That's a hot take. Maybe, I don't know. He's really good in both. I mean, I think he's just like talented all the way around.
Oh, he's so good.
I don't know that
He's
I've
so
seen
good.
anything that I thought he was bad in.
Yeah, he's excellent.
Yeah.
Even like his like 3 scenes in Remember the Titans, you're like, man, this guy's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one, AJ, give it to us.
Right. Next up, this is good. This is number 5. 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 5 plus 5,000 is Anatomy of a Fall.
That's about
Wow.
where I have it. 4 or 5.
I have it at 5th. I have it 5th.
Yeah. Evan, what
I
about
think
you?
it's 6th. It's like kind of tied with Past Lives for me. I have Past Lives 5, this 6.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Zone of Interest is whatever, how high up it is.
We'll get there.
I'm happy and excited about that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. What's the statistical chance of winning for
I
Anatomy?
won't tell you the placement because I'll go through the placement after, but it's 3.4% chance.
Okay.
An underrated performance in that movie is in the courtroom scenes. The what I guess would be the prosecutor.
He was excellent.
That guy is just fucking sending it every chance he gets.
Yeah.
He wanted that woman to go to jail. He wanted to put her under the jail.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say that the performance is the dog, because holy shit.
There's nothing underrated about that. That's a incredible performance that has been lauded everywhere.
Crazy.
That dog is the best.
Yeah.
Um,
And the kid, whoever played Daniel,
yeah.
he was unbelievable. He was
Yeah.
that one scene where he's like telling his like caretaker or whatever that like whatever you want to call the lady that like takes care of him during the trial, where he's telling her about his experiment on his dog, and
That
like
scene was crazy.
he was so damn good. Oh my god. It's
It's actually, I'd have to watch it again. I don't remember how much of that movie he's in, but it's interesting that that kid didn't get a supporting actor nomination, because he definitely could have.
Yeah.
He
1000%.
was really, really strong.
My
was
review
excellent.
for Anatomy of a Fall says another reason to fucking hate kids.
Wait, this is a great question. Do you guys think she killed him?
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't know.
I mean,
I need to rewatch it, dude.
I thought at the end we were gonna get like her having a conversation, like that when they were at the bar and she was having a conversation with her lawyer. Which, by the way, the guy who played her lawyer, also excellent. He was very good.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be like, so tell me, now that we're out of the trial, did you do it? And she was gonna tell him, but we never got that. So I don't think she did it. I think the evidence, especially the story the kid told, I think the evidence shows that he committed suicide. But again, I'm not sure. I don't know.
I will say, in an interview, I think it's either Justine Triet or the woman who plays the mom. I can't remember that.
Sandra Hüller.
Yeah. One of them, I think it was Justine Triet. I don't know if she said this intentionally or maybe it was a slip, but she talked about making a movie about, dealing with a suicide. So I think she might be under the impression that it was a suicide, but I didn't know that when I watched the movie. And I still didn't feel like she killed him. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
but yeah,
so.
but God,
But yeah,
yeah, what a great movie. I loved it.
Yeah, I have that right around 5, and I think that'll have high rewatchability too.
I think
I
that's
Yeah, I
the
was
fourth
about to
movie
say, I'm
you've
really
said you
excited
have
to
right
watch
around
it.
5, Trey.
Whatever. I don't know.
Every movie's around 5.
Yeah, it's right, middle of the road. um, yeah, I think that movie has high rewatchability as well. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see myself rewatching that in the future,
yeah.
multiple times. I really enjoyed it.
You want the next one?
Yes,
Okay.
please give it to us.
Fourth at plus 3,300 is The Zone of Interest.
Heck yeah, man.
I had it third on my own list.
Yeah, this is number 2 for
This
me.
is number 1 for me.
Nice. Oh wow, got 1, 2, 3 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like I like Oppenheimer more and Poor Things, but you can't deny how fucking insane this movie is to technically. It's just there's nothing else like it. That's why I have it one. It just made me feel so different. Bad. It made me feel like no other movie made me feel. So yeah, I have it at 1. I think it's a masterpiece.
It's such a high wire act. I think if somebody else is making this movie and there's just a couple things that are different, I think it could be like awful, unwatchable, debatably shouldn't even be made. But the way that this is made is, like you said, it's like nothing I've seen.
Yeah. We have a lot of mutuals who hate this movie.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who hate this movie. There's a lot of people who hate American Fiction too, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
But God, yeah, this is just, it's such a hard watch. An hour and a half, or hour and 40, whatever the runtime is.
Yeah.
Like, that's truly the most I think I could handle of this.
Yeah.
It gets a little weak for me when I don't remember that guy's name because I don't give a shit about him or his stupid little family. But when he gets moved out of Auschwitz, it kind of loses a little bit of steam there.
I agree with you. It was so funny because he's at the ball near the end.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, I wonder when this movie's gonna end. And it ended like 5 minutes later, and I was like, oh, that's where it's gonna end.
Good. Yeah, I don't know how much more of this I could have handled. Yeah. Trey.
Yeah, this is my number 2 for me. I don't feel like I can say anything that you guys haven't already said.
All right.
Give us number 3.
Number 3 at plus 2,800 is The Holdovers.
This is my number 3. This is where it starts where I don't want it, like, I want something else to win, but I wouldn't be disappointed if it won. I think Alexander Payne totally deserves it here.
Shithead.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Freaking Hollywood ruining people. Yeah, I think this is an excellent film. This is going to be a rewatch every Christmas. Easily number 1 Christmas film. So I totally think this deserves to win.
Yeah, I adore this movie. It opens and it immediately just kicks you into like the best vibes ever with like old timey music and like the film great. It looks like a movie straight out of the 70s, 80s, and like it's snowy and it's such a cozy movie, bro. It's like, oh my god, and I just love it. It's fucking hilarious and it's like really introspective and it's got like interesting commentary on mental health. It's just, the performances are great. Dominic Sessa, how did he not get a nomination for this as his first role ever? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Would you have this ranked?
This is 4th for me, right below. Actually, I won't say it yet. It's 4th though. I love it. I've seen it twice now. I showed it to my girlfriend and she looked over at me. She goes, "That's my favorite Christmas movie ever." It's just such an easy movie to watch, and it's just a good time.
Yeah. AJ.
This movie ranked 9th.
Rain on our parades.
I will. No, I mean, I just it's better than Maestro. Let's get that out of the way. I've watched this a million times before I watched Maestro again. I don't know. I guess I'm just missing something in it. This did not feel like anything special to me. I thought Giamatti, like almost always. It's just great having him on a screen.
Yeah.
Love watching him do his craft. I did not find myself giving a shit about any of these people. Actually,
Mhm.
Evan, what you said about this feeling like a 70s or 80s movies may actually be part of what I hate about it, because it's a lot for me to watch any movie made before about 1980.
Ah.
I just don't care. They look bad. I don't want to watch them. Um, but yeah, I just nothing really grabbed me about it. But I guess that's like the cool thing, everybody gets different shit from different movies, and in this movie's case, it gave me nothing. And
What do you
so
have this rated like out of 5?
I think I gave it a 3. The other thing is I thought it was really long. I could have done with this being like an hour 50.
It is
Just
a long movie.
I felt like it just went forever, and on something that is like, uh, there's like emotional stuff in it and like serious stuff in it, but like the stakes aren't that high, so it's hard for me to care for that long about something so insignificant. Um, might have felt better about this movie if it shaved about 20 or 30 minutes off. But yeah, that's my
Yeah.
take.
Yeah. Give
Hope
us
hope you had an umbrella. Number two,
give us number 2.
number two, plus 2,000 is Poor Things.
I
Expected.
believe I don't have this one ranked because I can't. I don't even have it rated yet. So you guys go ahead.
Go ahead, Evan. I know
This
you
is number 2 for me. Like I said, I adore Yorgos Lanthimos and his weird ass movies. Like for a long time, Killing of a Sacred Deer was my favorite movie of all time. I just love the worlds that he creates. His dialogue is always entertaining to listen to, whether you like it or not. It's some people don't. This world he's crafted is so expansive, and like a lot of his movies are very self-contained, and this one is so open and explores so many aesthetics and different environments, and like the black and white is really well used, and it's just such a unique, crazy coming of age. It's a fucking nuts coming of age movie, and it's like hard to recommend it to people just because it's so out there, but
Yeah.
it's hilarious, and it's funny, sad. Like Emma Stone kills it. I love it so much. It's number 2 for me.
Let me preface this by saying I liked it. I have it 7th. But honestly, the movies I have from like 4 through 7 are pretty interchangeable, probably depending on the day.
Yeah.
4 through 7 for me is American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Past Lives, Poor Things. Yeah, this is one of those things where like the first 20-30 minutes of this movie, I really was like, I'm going to fucking hate this. Like this is like,
Was it because it was in black and white?
No, that probably was part of it, but no, just like the first like 20-30 minutes, 30 minutes felt very like sci-fi-y. And I just was like, ugh, this is like not going to be my thing. And then, it kind of turns it around and it starts becoming about Emma Stone's character coming of age. And then she kind of gets to start like living her life and doing all this stuff. And just there's more like person to person interaction and things like that. And that part I found really, really endearing and interesting to watch. Yeah, no, it was good. It wasn't my favorite, but I definitely did enjoy it. Trey, you said I think you don't know if you like it.
I don't know yet. I think I still need to sit with it. I think I have conflicting feelings about it. There's some parts that felt like it kind of dragged for me.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. I don't know. That I just need to like. I don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes you watch. It's like how I watched Zone of Interest, and I'm like, I just don't know yet. There are parts that I can say for sure I enjoyed. I really liked Emma Stone's performance. Who played Max McCandles?
I don't have his name off the top of my head.
I really liked his performance as well.
Dude, the ending is so funny.
Is that the guy who gets turned into the goat?
No, that's Chris Rabbit.
Yeah.
Max is like the assistant.
Her husband.
Yeah. The guy from the beginning, the assistant.
Oh, that husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the scene where she kind of realizes how terrible the world is after seeing all the people that are like dead.
Yeah.
I think that was a really important scene to her character development. The set design was incredible. I don't know how Yorgos got the sky to look like that in all those
Yeah.
scenes, but I felt like I was like watching like How the Grinch Stole Christmas or Willy Wonka or something. It was awesome. It was super colorful. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about rating it so far. So that's why I feel like I can't like rank it.
Dude,
but-
only in a Yorgos movie can you go, is that the guy who gets turned into a goat?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so there was definitely parts I enjoyed about it, but
I'm
I
having
just
a
don't
harder
know
time
how much
gauging-
I enjoyed it.
I'm having a harder time gauging a rating than I did for Zone of Interest.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with it. I don't know. I just don't know yet. We'll see. I may need to give it a couple more days.
All right, let's talk about Peak.
Yeah, so obviously that leaves one movie, minus 5,000.
Oh my god.
Which is a bummer because there's like going to be no drama. Is Oppie? I had it number 2.
The goat.
I had it number 2 on my list.
Number 1. Easy number 1.
It's 3 for me right now. Again, like I kind of omit Zone of Interest, but like I'm gonna watch Oppenheimer again this week because me and Trey are reviewing it on Friday, and it could probably go back to 1. I've seen it 6 times, and it's just a perfect movie. I love it so much.
It's so excellent. It's
beyond.
and that theater, me and AJ barely talked about the movie on our way home from the theater.
Yeah.
And like the second time I saw it, like a few days later, I was just silent. It's just such a powerful film, and there's so much that goes into it. There's so much to enjoy. The Trinity sequence, when we saw that in the theater, AJ, I was like, please let the bomb drop or I'm gonna die. I can't handle this. It's just such a masterful piece of cinema.
Yeah.
It's everything that Christopher Nolan does well at like his best.
Yeah. Let's just crank to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, the theater experience is insane. I saw this. We have 70mm IMAX here, like real 70mm, which is pretty sick. The projector broke the first time I saw it, so I had to go see it again because the film is too heavy to fit on the reel, and it broke. So, but yeah, like you said, I wasn't expecting any crazy visuals because I knew that Nolan didn't use any CGI, and this movie opens with like this sprawling fireball, and it's like Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to the humans, and for this he was punished for eternity. And I looked at my brother and we were like, how does it look like that? And the visuals thing, can you hear the music where it's like the atoms and everything? We were just looking at each other like, what the fuck? It visually is so insane. I can't get over how good it looks, and it's entertaining. Is heart stopping, like you said. The Trinity test scene's like 20 minutes long, and you're barely breathing for the entire time.
Yeah.
It was so funny though. I tried to watch this movie with my girlfriend, and after the bomb goes off, I said to her, "Don't worry, the last hour goes really fast." And she goes, "There's another hour left," and she was like, "Turn it off. I don't want to watch it anymore." I was like, "Damn, it's amazing."
Well, that's funny that you say that. I think that would be my biggest criticism of the movie, which isn't that big because I do love it. Which is that the last hour does feel pretty insignificant. One, because I could give a shit about J. Robert Oppenheimer getting his like awards and notoriety removed. I don't care about that. The scene with Truman is like one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, where Oppie goes in there all weepy about being sad about the bomb, and Truman's like, "I don't give a shit what you think, dude. They don't know you. They know me. I'm the one that dropped it." Like, I was like, "That's sick," and I get that. Don't ever let that guy come back in my office again.
Yeah,
that rule.
Gary Oldman jump scare.
Yeah, Yeah. Well, and then jump scare is Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a
What a
character
what a
intro!
menace. Holy fuck.
That was sick. Those two are like such short scenes, but were definitely two of my favorite parts of that movie. Also, I personally would have rode for a Matt Damon supporting actor nod
Oh, he's
over,
so
Oh,
good in this.
he was
over De
excellent.
Niro in this movie. I would have actually probably been more satisfied with that. Getting 2 for Oppenheimer, I think, would have been cool.
Yeah,
Robert Downey Jr.'s scenes. He's obviously like crazy talented. He kind of got the flex, which I'm glad. Love that for Robert Downey Jr. I didn't find myself caring that much about the stakes of his scenes.
yeah,
Didn't matter to me if he got the White House appointment or whatever the hell it was he was trying to get. I think he was trying to get a job in the White House. Yeah, could give fuck all about that. But
yeah.
the first 2 hours of that movie are amazing, and if it cut off 15 minutes after that, I still think it would be well deserved to win Best Picture.
The ending
Yeah.
is so peak. The last scene with Einstein is
That scene's great, really, really great.
Yeah. Except for the part where they introduce Albert Einstein like he's a superhero and like making a surprise cameo.
dude.
I
The
thought
fucking
that
name,
was
the name drop on Kennedy is so funny. I think it's Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
JFK. Oh my god.
yeah.
That's like some Marvel cameo stuff.
Yeah.
So good.
But I would actually have to disagree with you, AJ. I might enjoy the last hour more than I enjoy the rest of the movie because it turns into like a total courtroom drama. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I felt very engaged with these characters, and I think if you're not engaged with the characters and you don't care what happens, then that last hour is going to kind of be lost for you. But I don't know. For me personally, I really
also my
enjoyed it.
favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, I think it's excellent. I think it's, and that's where for the first, and let me be clear, writing has never been Nolan's strong suit. That has never been something Christopher Nolan excels at. It's always been something that, unless it's in Memento, his writing for Memento is superb. But the writing in this film was just so well done. I mean, he just did such an excellent job. I don't know if his brother helped them on this or not.
Also, shout out to Robert Pattinson for being the reason this movie exists, because he gave Christopher Nolan the book, the Oppenheimer book, at the Tenet like after party or something.
Oh, that's insane.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about making peak after peak.
Yeah.
man.
Holy shit.
You know what? That's funny you say that about Pattinson, because now I'm picturing him if he had Cillian Murphy's role. I feel like it would work.
I think he could do a good job. I think he has the range.
I feel like he could have been a pretty good Oppenheimer. I don't like. I would never
He's so
say that they
good.
should cast anybody else in that role, but if they
Yeah.
had to, I think Robert Pattinson actually could have been kind of good.
Yeah. So those are our predictions for the 2024 Oscars
Yeah. Do you want me to run through the statistics percents for this?
for Best Picture. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because the list is very different.
Yeah.
In the bottom half. So number one, Oppenheimer, 78.4%. Poor Things, 4.6%, and then Killers of the Flower Moon. That's why I was so shocked. Killers of the Flower Moon third at 3.9%. I mean, these are all so close. And then Anatomy of a Fall, 3.4, Holdovers, 3.2. And then it jumps Barbie in the Zone of Interest tied at 1.6%. American Fiction, 1.4%, and then Maestro, 1%, Past Lives, 9.9%. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are our Oscars predictions. Thank you for listening today. AJ, thank you for being on. We really appreciate it. We hope you'll come on again soon if we ever do a Fincher director deep dive.
Yeah.
We'll definitely bring you on for multiple episodes. Maybe you'll just be a guest on that series.
Sure.
Yeah.
Love Fincher.
Oh,
My guy.
Evan, I didn't know if you know, but Fincher is AJ's like all-time favorite director.
I figured from the Zodiac drop as his
Yeah.
favorite movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening today or watching. Join us Friday. We are finishing up our Nolan director deep dive. We are reviewing doing his war films. We're doing Dunkirk and Oppenheimer. It'll be a first watch for me for Dunkirk. So that's the first movie in this director deep dive that I have not seen. Everything else was a rewatch. So this will definitely be interesting. Join us Tuesday. Tuesday we're doing Seventh Seal and Room. And then next Friday we'll be doing whatever you guys vote for. So vote down below. The link is still there. About 2 days left to vote for who you want to see in the next director deep dive. We got, I think James Cameron is on there. M. Night.
PTA is currently winning.
PTA. Oh, I need to check on that. I haven't checked on it in a while. Let me double check on that because PTA was winning. Let's see. But yeah, go down below. It takes like a minute. Go vote. PTA is still in the lead. We got John Carpenter on there, the Coen brothers, Greta Gerwig, Alfonso Cuarón. Some great directors on here. Lynch is on there.
Ari Aster, Jordan Peele, Robert Eggers.
Yeah, Aster, Peele, Eggers.
I really hope PTA wins so Trey can finally watch There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it?
No.
What the hell? That's crazy.
I've been binging watching Children of the Corn, man.
Yeah, true.
Takes priority, of course.
Yeah. So go vote for that, please. While you're there, please hit subscribe, follow, wherever you're listening or watching. And if you want to follow us on our socials, I'm Trey the Film Noob everywhere. Evan is Evan0567 on Letterboxd. And AJ, do you mind if I give out your letterbox, or you want to keep that private?
You can give out my letterbox. That's fine.
AJ is AJF, all capitals. And I don't know his Twitter. He won't even give his Twitter to me.
That will be staying private.
Yeah. So, but if anybody can find it, please let me know. One day I will track you down on Twitter. But yeah, thanks for joining us today, everybody. We will see you Friday in a couple days for our final Nolan episode. Have a great rest of your day.